Brodes Media.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. The Eagles smack the Falcons' ass, and it was beautiful, okay? Before we dive into the action, a few things I need to tell you about. On Twitter, at Brodes Media, we are running a Zach Ertz jersey giveaway pinned at the top of the profile, so make sure you head there and enter to win. All you have to do is follow the Twitter account and retweet the tweet. This Wednesday, I will be picking a winner. 2. Every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., here on the Brodes Media YouTube channel, we are going to have Coffee with Brodes, a live stream where we will react to the news, to the press conferences, to practices, to anything happening in the sports world live, and I interact with you during the chat. So be ready. It's going to be fun. No more of that Phillies garbage. All Eagles. Let's go. We'll talk about it. Coffee with Brodes, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. And with that being said, I love you all so much. Enjoy the show. Whoa! Whoa! The Eagles with the beatdown in Atlanta. They win 32-6, and quite frankly, they dominated that game. Early on, it was ugly. There were penalties in the mix. You didn't love to see it from the veterans on the offensive line. Lane Johnson was called for. There was that 2-minute drill where there were 3 penalties. You had false starts. You had Lane Johnson being upfield. It's like, what are we doing here? On top of that, Isaac Seumalo gets his number called out. Jordan Mailata gets his number called out. Darius Slay gets run over big time, although Brandon Graham's hit on Mike Davis early was fantastic. There was sloppy play involved defensively, but once they screwed their heads on straight, once Jonathan Gannon made some adjustments, the Falcons looked like garbage, and maybe they are. We don't know that, and we'll know as the season progresses what the Falcons become and who their identity is. What are they? Who are they? How do they play the game? Arthur Smith, does he have the answers or does he not? I wondered, since he was coming from a team that was so stellar in the red zone and used Derrick Henry so much, would there be a correlation with that mentality here in Atlanta, even though you have Kyle Pitts, even though you have Calvin Ridley, and those are your 2 big guns, your 2 top playmakers? Would you rely on the run game so heavily? And once Jonathan Gannon, put the pressure on, put the clamps on, and then the defensive line started eating the interior linemen of the Falcons, got annihilated. Hargraves eating lunch money out there. How about Hassan Ridgeway? He had some penalties that were problems for the Eagles, and then towards the end, when Matt Ryan and the Falcons were holding on for dear life, it was a snowstorm, and these big boulders were just manhandling Matt Ryan. And yeah, you know what? I do believe that the Falcons stink, and they shot themselves in the foot a billion times. They were trying to put drives together, but pass interference calls were happening. Calvin Ridley's fired up with the referees for calling the flag and whatnot. But yeah, the Falcons are bad. But I'll say this, with the Eagles, even with the Falcons being a poor team or a below average team, I didn't anticipate an ass whooping, a domination. You're not going to get in the end zone and score a touchdown. All 3 phases of the game, basically, unreal. Jalen Hurts, wow. And I'll get to him in just one moment, but I want to emphasize here, your offense, hallelujah. There was flow to it. There was rhythm to it. Nick Sirianni, play design. I'm watching Dallas Goedert break away, going from the left side to the right side. Make some major block. Here goes the run game. Here goes utilizing your legs. Put the ball in the playmaker's hands. Quez Watkins early. DeVonta Smith, touchdown. 6 receptions. That was a dime dropped right into his breadbasket. Dallas Goedert in the end zone. Here's Jalen Hurts rolling to his right, throws on the run. Dot. Can you say dot? Offense, unreal. Defense had hiccups. But they adjusted. They made plays. They figured it out. Can you get the team rocking when bad things occur? How do you handle adversity? That was one of my major questions as a team. Here's the football getting run down your throat. And all preseason long, I saw the opposing team have more rushes than the Eagles did plays. And early on, think about it. What was going on? Long drives for the Falcons, right? They were eating away clock, sustaining the chains were moving. They were just coming up with field goals. They weren't punching it in, and that was the issue. But they were running it down your throat, so that's what we saw in preseason. And I thought, oh, maybe there is a correlation. Good for the defense to hold their own. There's going to be ups and downs throughout a season. There'll be the highs, there'll be the lows. Especially in a game. When you think about the clock, you're not going to have insane success for 100% of the time. So there'll be a quarter where things aren't rolling smooth. It's okay because you know there's going to be mistakes. How, though, do you manage to get everybody together and flip the script? Hey, fellas, it hasn't been sharp. Let's get sharp. It hasn't been the way we need to play. Let's make it the way we need to play. Those are the details. Those are the little things. And it seemed the coaching staff answered the bell. Let's throw special teams in there. There were a few times catching the punt returns where they would go backwards, which wasn't beautiful by any means. But the punt game, let's pin them deep. I know it's silly. I know it's goofy, but it absolutely matters. So let's get to Jalen Hurts, all right? That throw to Smith was awesome. He improvised so many times with his legs as well. And I thought Ray Didinger said this perfectly on the broadcast after the game. How many times, other than the one where he was getting chased down from behind and you thought that it was going to be a strip and there'd be a fumble and the ball's loose, the pigskins rolling all around the field. Here comes 7, 8 different players jumping on it. Besides then, which the ball didn't even come loose, may I add. How many times did you go, did you gasp? Did you get nervous? Did you think he was going to make a dumb play with the football or he threw the ball into coverage? It just didn't happen. He made plays. A few times they mentioned, and when I say a few, maybe 2, and this was earlier in the game, he ran for 6 yards, but maybe he could have got it to Goddard there. Maybe he missed a read here. And that's going to happen, right? That's part of the growing process and whatnot. I'm thrilled with Jalen Hurts in the pocket, rolling to the right, utilizing his legs, the RPOs. I mean, there were so many plays, I thought that because they build off of each other. How many times did we yell at Doug Peterson for nothing adding up? This play worked so well because of the formation you ran in the game prior. The whole RPO build and the option in the mix here, they're lost. That touchdown to Rager late, amazing. Now, how about Mailata? This offensive line really started to dominate. Kelsey had, 3 big blocks on one Miles Sanders run? He's up in front of it. He's mowing you down. He's kicking your teeth in. And Miles Sanders just juking, jimmying. Oh, hey. There were a couple times where one individual just tore up a drive. It was Quez Watkins' drive, I'd say, in the start of the game. Then there was a DeVonta Smith drive. Bang, bang, boom, DeVonta Smith. Then there was a Miles Sanders drive in the second half. I loved it. Big blocks from your offensive line. That Gainwell touchdown, the left side, good luck. And we figured that would be an area of strength. Trenches, both sides, advantage Philadelphia Eagles. So that's why, when I was breaking down the X and O's, I felt good about this game. Did I anticipate a big-ass blowout? Not really, no. But you know what? It was fun to watch. They did more than what they were supposed to do, which, to me, going into Atlanta on the road, knowing that you could take advantage of certain matchups, which are one of the most important matchups in the game, I expected them to win, but probably in an ugly way. And I'm not going to claim that every single offensive drive was great. I mean, there were times in the second half where the Falcons were getting stops. Their offense, though, just wasn't capable of doing anything right. They couldn't move the chains at all. They were desperate. Yeah. All right, so one play I do want to mention with Jalen Hurts before I move on to Nick Sirianni. When he missed Zach Ertz for the touchdown, it was a gain of about 28, and the play probably shouldn't have even been called a catch. If they went to replay and caught that and threw the red challenge flag, when you see Zach Ertz on the replay, it went underneath of him. And here's news that he was questionable, did not return. Not great for Zach Ertz, who's already looked at with last year as someone going in the wrong direction, right? There's, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's at the tip of my tongue, and I'm trying to think about it. A regression, I guess? No, not regression. I don't think that was it. I don't know. But I'm not happy to see Zach Ertz have already a hammy injury when you're talking about the first game of the season, knowing how much help he could provide for this offense that has a ton of weapons. He missed Zach Ertz, Jalen Hurts, that is. Probably could have been a home run there. Probably could have been way more of a gain than it was, but it was underthrown. And at the time, now we have hindsight to see how the rest of the game played out. But at the time, that would be a throw that Carson Wentz would get crucified for because, well, you left so much meat on the bones. You left so much juice in the lemon. But ultimately, when you see what happened afterwards, it really is irrelevant because he was strong. The 2-minute drill, Gainwell was in there. All timeout still for Nick Sirianni, which is a perfect transition to the head coach. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like what I saw. I like the play design. I'm a huge fan of how he implemented these players and spreading the ball around. You look through the stat sheet, you look through the box score, and you see how many players got targets, how many players had receptions. It's about utilizing the team as a core here, the offense as a core, your one team. Let's move as one. It's not so focused on one individual player, or it's not so focused on the quarterback and one person, right? How many years was it Julio Jones and Matt Ryan? And it's just that tandem that gets stressed and emphasized with the team. That's not the case. Even though Smith is going to be electric and get past corners, and yeah, he'll have home run hits, no doubt about it. You're going around the field here, and everyone's making their plays. That catch by Goddard, I know I praised the throw, but the catch by Goddard, 2 of them in that 2-minute drive, fantastic. Now let's look at the fourth and 2 by Nick Sirianni. I needed to know if he would be aggressive or he wouldn't. I loved one of these calls. I did not like the second call. So the 4th and 4, you're on Atlanta's 34. You're up 7-6. I'm in favor of going for it. Now, it didn't work. It got blown up. Jarrett executed perfectly for the Falcons, which was a name that we highlighted with the yellow marker heading into the action. And on that 4th and 4, yeah, it got blown up. He chased Jalen Hurts in an uncomfortable spot, and he just ended up launching the ball out of bounds, and it was very non-competitive of a play. But the mindset I'm there for. You're on the opponent's 34. You're up 1 point. You held the Falcons to 2 field goals. You scored a touchdown earlier. You're up 1 point. Let's go. Let's try and step on their throats and keep them on their heels. I'm cool with it. The second one, it was 4th and 2, not kicking a field goal. You're up 15-6. You're in the start of the second half. Why don't you just make them feel some pain? Grab 3. It'll be 18-6, and let's go forward, right? Let's just go here. Keep the momentum alive. That's where, and I said this even prior to the play being ran, which they tried to utilize Gainwell. He got beat pretty good. The line, nope, not the push you were looking for. And, yeah, I mean, they just failed in that spot. But I would have liked to see them kick the 3. Let's keep our foot on the gas, basically. You did a great job at the second half, right before the second half with the 2-minute drill. Let's go. Let's keep putting points up. Make them feel it. It could be better, but make them feel it. Yeah, I know the alternative is 7 would have been nice. And think about what type of haymaker that is to the jaw. I understand. It's more. It's more of a gut punch. But you're on the road. It's week 1. Your team's playing well. The gut feel would have told me there, let's kick those points. So one I liked, one I didn't like. He took advantage of when there was a flag thrown on an extra point, which brought them to a 2-point conversion situation, and Miles Sanders punched it in. So there you go. There's something I like. Ultimately, I liked a lot of it. It came down to the 4th and 2 that maybe confused me a bit. Miles Sanders, 15 carries for 74 yards. We were interested to see how he gets the ball and what his usage rate was. 35 passes to 31 rushes for this team at the end, according to ESPN's box score. So you have an area of balance. And with Doug Peterson, we did not see much of the balance. Before the game started, I saw John Clark tweet out there that there was a very emotional, passionate, and I'm paraphrasing, but an emotional, passionate meeting that happened last night. Players were feeling it, and they claim that they haven't seen anything like that before with a meeting, and it was just high intensity and very emotional, speaking about family, speaking about the game. And then I see Nick Sirianni, while there's a huddle being broken down before the game kicked off, he's smiling with some recognition, and he's clapping, enjoying seeing the rawness of the team being won. We say this all the time with Jalen Hurts. There's this energy that is given towards the team, the locker room, and the fan base of, I got it. I'm a leader. Don't worry about it. He gives this feeling off. Well, with Nick Sirianni right now has this team and this energy really feeding off of him and the way that he communicates with his players. And they started off week 1 very strong. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to refresh Twitter while we are speaking to see if Nick Sirianni had anything that stood out to me with his quotes. Jalen did a good job in his reads and taking what the defense gave him. Absolutely. That's why we brought it up earlier. He did not force it. There was no issues out there forcing, I got to make this play. No, it's not there. It's not there. I'll break free. I'll gain 3 yards. I'll gain 5 yards. I'll throw it away. Let's live another down. I'm having PTSD right now thinking about how many times we screamed that with Carson Wentz. Dude, it's first down. You have 2nd and 3rd, maybe even a 4th. Relax. Sometimes you have to tip your cap to the defense and they win the play. There's how many total plays in one game? You don't win every single one. There's times where the DC on the other side recognizes something, calls something out, and calls the right play. What do you do in those moments, though, that don't annihilate your team? So you're not holding on to the ball, getting hit very hard. The sack happens, the ball goes flying, and the other team flips the field with one play. You stay where you're put. You recognize that wasn't strong. What can we do to put ourselves in a better situation? All right, more from Nick Sirianni. We had too many pre-snap penalties that we have to clean up. We have to clean up a lot of things that don't have to do with our talent. Absolutely, Coach Nick Sirianni. That is the truth without a doubt. And what hurt me the most about it was from those veterans, the Lane Johnsons. And I know during the broadcast they mentioned that play because it was all about maybe getting the pitch out sooner, which had Lane Johnson up in front of everybody. I have to go back to the tape. Of course, this is just the instant reaction and more of that natural feel. We have a week here to dissect the plays and look at the all 22 and really get heavily involved with it. But yeah, it came from a lot of those vets. And then you see all the people that were pro preseason. We need to play preseason. This is why you play. And at the time, they had 10 penalties, right? And I said, okay, fine. If over the last, because think about when the last preseason game was, right? You're talking 2+ weeks ago or so. If you're talking 10, 12 snaps, you're telling me that what? That would have cleaned up. After 2 weeks off from that last effort where they would have barely played any snaps in preseason, they would have went from what? 10 penalties at half to what? To 9? Really? Realistically, to what? 9? Maybe? So now they have 9. You're telling me as a rational fan, you're going to sit there and go, whoa, at least it's not 10. So I am pleasantly okay with the preseason action because it's 9. And if they didn't play preseason, it would be 10. No! You'd still be disgusted. You'd be bitching. You'd be complaining. The reason why it was so rusty and so off early on was because the intensity of regular season can't be matched. The intensity of the fans, even though it's not a toxic environment in Atlanta, it's not a Georgia Bulldog game, but still, you're on the road. Jason Kelce isn't able to snap the ball. Maybe he doesn't hear Jalen Hurts clapping. That occurred in this game. You know why that happens? Because it's week 1, and it's difficult to implement that in anything. Preseason doesn't implement that a lick. There's no right or wrong. The drop-off is not anything wild, though. Anyway, I'm done with that. We can do that every day, I swear to God. So let's see. More from the head coach. I felt good about the 4th down calls. We didn't execute. It makes you feel a lot better about the decision when the defense bails you out. It was a green light for us. I got to go with my gut. I like the fact that he's aggressive. I'll take this over field goal attempts always and being Mr. Softy where you don't want to take that shot. You don't want to see if you can maybe, I want you to try and push it. I want you to try and put your foot on there and step on their throats, right? Like, I want that. I don't want field goals all the time with the softer approach where you're scared. I'll live with them. I'll live with them because they're growing pains. And as a coach, I would think Maybe week 6, week 7, week 8, he goes back in his brain on the sideline. Remember week 1 when we did this? Remember when in week 1 we attempted to run the ball with Gainwell here on 4th down when it was 15-6? Maybe I'll go in another direction. Maybe my gut feel is telling me to look at that, assess it, and let's change what we're going to do to see the difference. Let's see. Maybe we kick the field goal and then we lose because, well, we left 4 points on the table if we would have went for it and scored. It can happen. It could be where you're soft there and the alternative would have been 7, sure. But as a coach, he has nothing to really go off of. He doesn't have the data. So I tweeted at the time, this is part of the growing experience. And I remember sitting there like, all right, watch it. Here we go. This is my coach. This is the learning curve. This is what we all talked about for 4 or 5 months when we were looking at the schedule and waiting for September 12th. Let's embrace the journey. Let's enjoy watching them play, grow, mistakes, countering those mistakes. What team leader steps up and has the coach's back, has the players' back? What's the energy like on the field? Who's dapping everybody up? Hell, we have a handshake between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts on the sideline already. This is what we all wanted to embrace as a fan base this year. Not because we'd rather have this over, I don't know, an actual Super Bowl team, but based off of circumstances, we understood how this journey would basically play out. So the 2nd, 4th, and 2, I would like for that to be more of a learning curve experience. But he's going to be honest with you, I feel. He's going to let you know after the game. He said the same thing when he was talking about Frank Reich before this game kicked off. He talks to him all the time, talked to him more than his wife. He came out and said Jordan Mailata was going to be our left tackle. Jalen Hurts was going to be our starting quarterback. We're probably going to get some honest assessment, maybe more than Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie would like, from our guy, Nick Sirianni. All right, before we continue, I need to tell you about my friends over at BetQl. Do you want to get advantage over your sportsbook? You need to download BetQl, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their best bet computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, and player props. There's sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing. Line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. Team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and the over-under. Team lineup, breaking news, and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks, as well as view your rank on the leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store right now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code Brodes at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can find all this information in the description of the video. And I'll be honest with you all, I made fantastic money today with BetQL. Oh, man, was it a good payday for Brodes. I'm taking the fiance out for a nice dinner. No doubt we'll probably go sushi. We're probably attacking a sushi restaurant thanks to BetQL. You do not want to miss out on that. And by the way, this is normally when we hop onto the Anytime Hotline calls, which you can at 856-442-9805. The phone line is insane, and it is crushed right now. So my plan is going to be utilize some of them tonight, and then we're also going to utilize them throughout the week. Tomorrow, the day after podcast, there's going to be so much time to hear from you. So if you don't hear your call today, don't make that seem, hey, Brodes just didn't have me. No. That is not the case. I'm just looking through some of these drives. I basically wrote down everything. Eagles drive. This is middle of the second quarter, or is this? Yeah, it's about middle of the second quarter. That was your DeVonta Smith drive. Smith, I wrote. Hurts rolls to the right. Lane Johnson got a hold. Mailata with a false start, resulting in a punt. In parentheses, it was a beauty, though. The Falcons, they were coached soft at times. Before the Eagles got the football back for the 2-minute warning, better run D for the Eagles, no doubt. But the Falcons were at 3rd and 8, right near their goal line. They ran it, and they wanted the 2-minute warning. They just wanted to punt it, and they basically waved the white flag with that drive. Well, that type of decision hurts you. Who knows? Maybe if you stand in the pocket, If you're Matt Ryan, give your veteran, albeit not the greatest veteran in the world, but give him a chance, right? Let's see what happens. Here he is, handing the ball off. Maybe 3rd and 8, you get the first down, which you don't score those 8 points if you're the Eagles, because remember, you got the 2-point conversion. That doesn't happen if there was more of a sense of urgency from the new coach on the Falcons sideline and Arthur Smith. Just things to think about. They also did this game when Marcus Epps got hurt early. You're already down Rodney McLeod. I'm not claiming Marcus Epps is some special player, but I'm telling you, when you're so thin at the safety position already to start the game, and then someone gets injured right from the top, well, here's Kayvon Wallace, who got away with one, a holding call on a 3rd down. Maybe they'd figure the refs, that is, called way too many flags at that point. Hey, let's chill. Let's chill. Let's not do it. Maybe that's a part of it. All right, why don't we take a few phone calls here before we wrap things up? Here we go. Anytime hotline.
Hell yeah, baby. What a game for the Birds. The boys were cooking today. All around great performance. Jalen Hurts, great performance. The young receivers, Rager and Smitty, great performances there. The offensive line was a little shaky in the first half with the penalties, but they cleaned it up, and the boys were cooking in the second half. That defensive line, the Falcons stood no fucking chance against them. Let's go, baby. Woo!
It is a good feeling, I will admit. Last year it was so devastating and it was so painful that one quarter of this year automatically was better than anything that we saw last season. I was so happy. I had a smile on my face. I couldn't believe it. I was in awe. And I'm not shocked that they won. Once again, I broke down why I felt that this would be an Eagles victory. I will also say, let's not go overboard and take it to the other side where now this team is insanely magnificent with 0 holes and they can beat anybody, right? I mean, it's not to that level of insanity, but they could beat an Atlanta Falcons team, and that's why I thought that they would leave Atlanta in a win column with a 1 next to the win column, right? So that's not the shocking part. It's the way that it looked and the way that it was executed and the RPOs and Jalen Hurts and running with his legs and standing in the pocket. And some of these throws, really special throws. When we dive into the tape more and when we really put it on display and break it all down, I bet you it'll be even more astonishing and stunning than it is right now. Right now, we have so many emotions. One, football's back in general. And I've basically, for the last 3 or 4 years, have been working Sundays, some sort of radio show, whether I was producing behind the scenes for a Countdown the Kickoff show. And this was the first Sunday in a long period of time where I could wake up and have my morning, have my coffee, wait for the game, watch the pregame shows, all this, all that. You know, it was a magnificent feeling. Now, this season, I have a bit more to do post-game, so it just really moved around. You know, during the NFL season, you're going to get swarmed a shit ton in this business, and that's totally fine. It's all great and dandy. It's all beautiful, but I'm just saying, you know, for me to wake up in the morning and smell the pumpkin spice coffee that was brewing in my Ninja, and I made 4 cups, and I let it run through my veins as I'm flipping through all the stations, and I'm flipping through all the TV stations, that is, to see, all right, what do we got? What are they saying? What's ESPN have? What's NBC Sports Philly have? What are we rocking with? So they threw in there a Phillies pregame show. What are we doing? Phillies pregame show. Get them out of my face. What's next?
Brodes! I just watched Hargrave get his 2nd sack. Oh, my God, we might have a decent team to watch this year. I don't want to be like Cowboys fans and talk all this shit, you know, just because of one game. But, you know, there's some ups and downs with this team, but, you know, there's some excitement and stuff like that. It's going to be a watchable season. You know, all we can ask for is that they keep us in it for the whole year and have some excitement. But, oh, my God, could we have asked for, like, a better start? I mean, for real. They all said we were going to lose to this Falcons team, and we kicked their fucking ass, man. Oh, my God, I'm so hyped now.
I love it. I will say there is an adrenaline rush because clearly that call occurred mid-game, right? There's an adrenaline rush when you see Hargrave, when you see Hassan Ridgeway with full force, nonstop. Matt Ryan getting locked up. He's getting wrapped up to the point where he's intentionally grounding the football, and it's not a fumble. Annihilation. The offensive line getting abused, and they're on their heels, and they can't stop the bull rush, the power coming. Fletcher Cox all mad at himself because he did what he needed to do perfectly but wasn't able to finish the sack. And you could see his reaction in slow-mo as they cut it through the video broadcast. Oh, man, now I'm getting pumped up. Chill, Brodes. Chill. I know. That's what I have to do in my life. After I drink so much coffee, there's a cool-down period. But I have to recognize that cool-down period. Maybe talk to myself. Is that crazy? Some would say yes. Am I crazy? Some would say yes.
Wow. What a season opener for the Birds. I mean, I thought Jalen Hurts looked really good, looked really poised back there, didn't make any mistakes, which is the opposite of what we're used to seeing with Carson Wentz. And Jalen Hurts, the offense I thought was really good. I love Sirianni running the ball a lot. Dallas Goedert, what a catch. Everyone was getting involved. DeVonta Smith, that first touch on Jalen Reagor, that was a hell of a play call and hell of a block by Mailata. The O-line was awesome. Everyone on the O-line was pretty good. There was a little penalties, but first week, so it's going to be a little sloppy. And I would like to see him throw the ball a little more down the field in weeks to come, but can't be too mad at anything to that.
I like that. I thought you brought up a lot of great points. The Reagor touchdown was a beautiful play design. It caught the Atlanta Falcons by surprise. Mailata with a pancake. Thank you so much for the payday, he says. I'll fucking reward you with this. And he just annihilates somebody. Bang! Good luck, motherfucker! Jalen Hurts. The shots downfield. I had that roll through my brain at one point. Not too many. And maybe there's a reason why that is. Maybe that gets added and built. Well, this play works. We can easily, effectively create a route for DeVonta Smith to get open. If we're constantly going to use this play design, this formation, this can totally open up DeVonta Smith down the left sideline, down the right sideline, things of that nature where you just constantly build off of what is successful, where that'll get operated in throughout, and I would imagine that you'll probably see that more. Let's stay basic. Let's play simple. Let's not overcomplicate things, even though that's not necessarily overcomplicating it by too much. There is something to that. I believe that that's a great call by you. Did go through my brain at one point. I wonder, though, if that's just something that comes with time. This is our base. This is our fundamentals. You can see what happens when the team works as one. Now let's branch off and see what can continue to get added. Before we head out of here, I do need to tell you about my friends over at DraftKings. The NFL is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving all new players a can't-miss offer for Week 2. Bet just $1 on any NFL game this week of the season and receive $200 in free bets instantly, no matter what. Take advantage of this offer. You heard right. DraftKings is giving all new players $200 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any Week 2 game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use promo code Brodes to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any Week 2 game. That's promo code Brodes to get your free $200 in free bets instantly for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only, new customers only, restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Great first win. Great first game. I'm stoked. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you next time.